get asked a lot of questions on who must be compliant to Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act, or what are the steps to be compliant for Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act. So let's take a look at some of the frequently asked questions. So some of the questions are, what if I have all male employees? Should I be compliant? The answer is yes. The Act says that if you have more than 10 employees, you need to be compliant, because your all male employees could be interacting with female vendors, female customers, so they need to be aware of the Act. And what if I am having not employees but only contractors or consultants in my organization? Then should I be compliant? Yes. Again, the Act defines employees as people who are working in your organization either with pay, without pay, part-time, full-time. It does not matter. As long as they are associated with your organization, you need to be compliant. The only criteria is that you need to have more than 10 employees in your organization to be compliant with the Prevention of Sexual Harassment Act. It can be schools, institutions, college, NGOs, private, public, government offices. Everyone needs to be compliant. Coming to the second part of what are the steps to be compliant? Yes, there are 6 different steps to be compliant to the POSH Act. Number 1, define a clear policy on what the Act is. What is the definition of sexual harassment, who the employees, who the workplace, who your internal committee is, what will be the punishment, where to report. So your policy should be very clear. Number 2, set up an internal committee. The internal committee has to be constituted with minimum at least 4 people, headed by a senior woman employee, and you should also have an external member who's not associated with your organization in order to ensure that you do a fair hearing. And this internal committee plays a very, very crucial role, and they should be trusted by all employees, and they have to take care of preventing and for handling any complaints on sexual harassment in your organization. Number 3, empower your internal committee. Train them, and not just training your internal committee, but also train your employees. Talk to them about what is sexual harassment, where to report, how to speak up and stand up, what are the right behaviors. And training can be done in any different forms. It can be in classroom mode, e-learning mode, it can be done on induction, it can be a paper-based content. So there are different modes to do your training as well. Number 4, display the penal consequences of violating on your notice board. It should be displayed at conspicuous places, right in your lobbies or in your food court. Definitely in your lobbies, because even visitors will be visiting your campus, and they need to know, if at all even visitors are harassed, where should they report. Your interviewing candidates can come and visit you. So ensure that a poster with the penal consequences and where to report, the details of the internal committee, has to be mentioned, and a neat A4 or a A3 poster can be displayed. Number 5, ensure that you display in your code of conduct or in your service rules that sexual harassment is a punishable offense. Number 6, in your annual report, the details of what are the compliances that you have handled, the trainings, the cases that you have handled, has to be reported to the district office every year in January. So that should be done for the previous calendar year. So this is the annual report that has to be reported for every branch in your organization. So these are the key steps to be compliant. For any queries on how to be compliant or who all should be compliant, feel free to reach out to me. I'll see you in the next video.